Happy Thursday night, football night, folks. Hope you're in a good mood. I'm in a great mood. I feel like a skull man tonight. Vikings, Eagles, great game coming up. Amazing start to the 2023 NFL season. Can't wait to see the new blood out there today. But, sometimes you like to go back to the legends. And I saw that the legendary Sammy White was out there with the Vikings today at pregame and camp and all that good stuff. And I always wonder, what would it be like to be at those vintage camps, Tarkenton and Voigt and Rashad and Sammy White and Dave Osborn and Chuck Foreman. Many of those folks, by the way, are being represented by Skoll Marketing under the banner Minnesota Sports Legends. We talked to Ben Tice about all the work he's doing connecting these icons to the football gaming and football historian community. And I thought, what better way to celebrate the opening of the season and the opening of the Viking season with a look back at APBA Football's all-time great Viking set. This is the vintage version issued in the early 80s when the so-called master version of the game came out. And you can see this 33-card set features a bunch of players up to the year 1982. Their player cards, rated from 5 points best to 1 point worst, represent the statistics of a given year. And of course, since this is an all-star set, these guys are all 5s and a few 4s. And let's take a look at what we've got in the envelope here. And yes, although this is a vintage set, you can still buy these cards. I will show you what they look like. Now called the FATS, or Franchise All-Time Stars card set from APBA. We got a bunch of play cards here. A lot of play cards, some custom made by me, and we're gonna do something a little fun here today. We're going to do a little something called training camp contest. We've been running an APBA Football Combine on and off since 2012, the year after we started here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to play a little 7-on-7 here with some of the Vikings legends. Let's get right to it. And let's, since this is kind of a casual atmosphere, we're having fun, let's open up the umbrellas, maybe get a little bit of, give Bud Grant a little nice spot from which to call the plays here and send in what he's going to do for these quarterbacks. We're going to test, put Tommy Kramer, 1981, and Fran Tarkenton, 1975 to the test. But they're not going to be out here uncontested. They're going to be facing the likes of Mr. Eller, their teammates like Matt Blair and the incredible Paul Krause, Hall of Famer, 81 interceptions. Will that ever be equaled? I don't know about that. We just saw his 79th interception ball at our two-day tournament at the Pro Football Hall in Canton. So what does this look like, these cards, these APBA cards? And this is why APBA is so great, because they've got so many seasons and so many players carded, and they're all individually carded. You can mix and match however you want to have as much fun as you want, and that's what this is about. Tommy Kramer gets a 4-point card out of 5. Fran gets the 5. But they've got pretty similar numbers. And for those who don't know APBA football, you call a run and pass plays. If you call a pass play, you look at the quarterback or the thrower's passing column. If you run, including on a quarterback scramble, you look on the running backs or quarterback's run column. So we got Tarkenton and Kramer here. And we've got, of course, we've got to have some O-line action in here. So we've got to have Mr. Ed White. He just was featured on the PFRA's new podcast. He's a 4-point guard there as a Viking. Of course, he played for the Chargers as well. We got Mr. Dave Ozzy Osborn. Great hands and a great runner. That 1 at 66 in his R column means he's got great breakaway capability. That A index in his pass receiving grade means he's great at short and screen pass catching, and he's still not bad as a B for medium and long passes. Chuck Foreman, he's got a 2 at 66, so he's got some breakaway capability, but a little lesser long yard breakaway. But as a receiver, A across the board, baby. So both these quarterbacks have a great target there. The great tight end, Stu Voigt, a 4-point B grade receiver, and this is his 1975 card. And then, of course, Sammy Stone Brick White, 5 points in A all the way. How about with some John Gilliam, Telly Gilliam, also a 5-point A. And this is Gilliam's statistical representation from 1972. This is Sammy White's 1976 card, the Super Bowl, one of the Super Bowl years. But on defense, let's not forget, this is 7-on-7, so how about some moose? Mr. Carl Eller, that great QS-12, means that he was one of the, if not the top sacker for the team that year. Certainly has got a wide range to allocate. He takes up a lot of those sacks. He gets credit for a lot of them. Paul Krause, 1 point at quarterback because, of course, he's one of history's greatest point after and field goal holders. Free safety, big old W8 there. I don't know that he's got, oh yes, he's got that sneaky little one down here. And does he have any 24s? I don't think, yeah, he's got a 24. That's an automatic touchdown on an interception. We're going to talk about the rules here in a second. We got Fred Cox, the kicker here. We're going to maybe do a little bit of kicking here. Again, we'll talk about the rules. And back over here on offense, you got Mick Tinglehoff as a center. You got Ahmad Rashad as an additional receiver. On defense, Bobby Bryant, the great Cowboy Kasulki, Matt Blair, Jeff Seaman, all the greats, many of the greats. Of course, now, the one thing about these sets is that they stopped with the 1982 statistics, but the more seasons you buy, the more folks you can add. You can add Randy Moss and Chris Carter from the 98 Vikings, for instance. Those are copyright 2020 you see at the bottom there. We might see a little bit of them today. Why not? A little bit of AP, Adrian Peterson from 2011. He's a 4-pointer there. I've already expanded this All-Stars Vikings set for another project I'm working on. Some Jeff Christie there, some Randall Cunningham, some John Randall, how about him, and some Jared Allen. Let's set those fellers aside here. We might need them to round out the 7-on-7. Now, as I mentioned, this is the older set, okay? So what does the newer set look like? Is it the same set? Yes, it is. I've already brought out some of the cards here. Let's look at the Tarkenton and Kramer, for instance. We'll just check out a few here to verify that indeed the, and I've already broken these out here, okay? These boxes come with the teams and players alphabetically oriented there, and I'll put the link to the set in the APBA Games Stadium shop here. But let's take a look at Fred Cox here. Just make sure we're looking at the same cards here. In other words, was this vintage set merely reprinted? And the answer indeed is yes. If you look at his kicking codes there and you look at his K column here, the numbers are exactly the same. They look different because the typography has changed, but the cards are the same. So do not fret. You do not have to pay vintage prices to buy the new card set. Let's take a look at Carl Eller, Moose. Unfortunately, they did drop the nicknames, but he's got the same QS-12 sack allocation range there, and he's got the same numbers and the same J1 injury code there. So we're all good. You see, let's look at Paul Krause here. Just make sure that APBA picked up the same set, and that the set you buy today is the same set that I'm going to use, the same vintage set here. Yep, Paul Krause, a KB there, a little bit of a 6'3", 192, very nice. KB means he does can do some point kicking, and he's a J1. That's a 2013 copyright on the original franchise all-star set that is currently available from the APBA store, but everything else looks to be right on pace. It's a straight pickup. How about on offense? Let's look at Ahmad Rashad. Okay, yep. 5-point EB or wide receiver, and 2-point as a halfback. And I love how they put his more there in the vintage cards. But again, J0 injury code there, Iron Man. He can do a little bit of end-around damage with that 3 at 66, that 5 at 11, that 7 at 33 in his R column. So just to prove that the card set that you buy from the store right now is the same card set. Stu Voigt and on and on. But let's take a, oh, there's Tommy Kramer. Let's just verify even with the QB card there. Yep. Look at his 11-33-66 in the P column. 3, 5, and 2. Okay. And he's got some, not some great running, not great running numbers on the R column, but not bad. It's a 4-pointer. All right. So you can buy, I'm going to use the vintage set with the printed with the roster printed on the envelope, I have created a gallery. I will put a link to it of all the original, I believe, 14 NFL teams that show you all the players and the years their cards represent, because the current version of the cards that you get now does not have that envelope. But let's look at a little bit of a 7-on-7 here. Let's look at, let's round this out. First of all, well, we got Carl Eller. Why not match him up with Randall and Allen here? We'll just throw them together here on the defensive side there. We'll put a little Matt Blair in the middle there. And how about in that secondary? Let's get a little Bobby Bones Bryant, Cowboy Kasulki, and the Hall of Famer Paul Krause back there fielding for the defense here, the Purple People leaders. We'll keep Jeff Semenyev here back in the envelope. And let's do a little something here where, and by the way, these are the Paul Barone made custom fields. This is Metropolitan Stadium in Bloomington, and this is the Metrodome in Minneapolis. Let's put Fran at Metropolitan, and let's put Mr. Kramer up at the Dome there, all right? And what we're going to do, let's keep Fred Cox here if we need him for extra points. Let's give each of these quarterbacks, Ed White and Mick Tinglehoff. You got to snap the ball, and you got to have a little protection there. Let's put in Mr. Stu Voigt as the an extra blocker / receiver. And let's get Osborn and Foreman in there in the backfield. And let's start with receiver Sammy White. And we've got a lot of receivers to choose from here. Again, Rashad and Gilliam, and I've added Carter and Moss. Think about that. Fran Tarkenton or Tommy Kramer throwing to Carter and Moss. Oh, man, how about a 4-wide with these guys, huh? How about a 5-wide? Yeah, that's right. You can set these guys up. If you want Tarkenton to throw 70% of the time in a base 4 or 5-wide run and shoot, go for it. Might skew your stats a bit, but hey, we're here to have fun. So we're going to put Sammy Stoneberg right here in the mix first for this little 7-on-7. Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to give each of these gentlemen, each of these quarterbacks, 6 drives, all right? Kramer and Tarkenton. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drives. And what am I going to do here? I am going to allow them to take the field with whatever offensive members they choose. They can go with single back, but we're going to start with Osborn and Foreman. What an incredible combination. Ozzy Osborn from the 1967 season and Chuck Foreman's 1975 season. Dangerous folks here, okay? And we've got a stack of offensive play cards, okay, that the coach puts down when he names his runner or receiver. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna shuffle these up a bit more. We got a lot of these. And if you remember our solitaire method video, which we'll link to, we use these in a particular way when we're playing a solitaire method that, well, clearly some folks adopted because we've seen them quote the method that I created in other forums. So that's always gratifying when you get some traction like that. And, you know, again, it's trying to do things easily and fun. So what we're going to do is this. For those who don't know, in APBA Football, you call a run play or a pass play. You have short, medium, or long passes, inside or outside run, and in the master game, a screen play and a draw play. We've got all those plays in here, and I think we got a couple trick play cards in here as well, which we'll figure out what to do with as we go on here. When the offense calls its play and names its ball carrier or receiver, the defense then names its defensive line setting. D for deep or light. It's about a 4-man line, generally speaking, to protect against the pass. A standard line, about 5 folks in there for most of the field. And G for ground. That's where you got about 7 in the box, give or take. And then we look up the play results based on field position. The charts are organized by field position. So when you get down here in the red zone, that yardage is hard to get. And the APBA dice are red. The red die is a 10, and the single die The white die is singles, so that would be a 61, for instance, or an 11. That's a nice one. 53 is a so-so one. It can be great. Ooh, 64. And we're really looking for the 66s. We got a Michigan and Trumbull dice box here. It's a little dusty. Gonna get the grounds crew out here to, whoops. I gotta tell you, I'm losing my dexterity here. These are the classic shakers. We'll just do a little bit of that so you can see most of the rolls. And I don't have dice flying all over the place here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna alternate. Tommy Kramer's gonna take his offense on the field, and then Fran Tarkenton will answer. We're gonna let him operate in the fourth quarter because in the master game, and I'm gonna use the old boards, and the master game originally, results are broken down by first and third quarter and second and fourth quarter. That has changed of late, but we won't get into that now. So Tommy Kramer's going to get 6 drives. Tarkenton's going to get 6 drives. It's the fourth quarter. Okay. Now, what happens in APBA football is you take all your starting 11 offense, add up the numbers of points that they're rated at. 5 is the best. And then you would compare that to the starting lineup and the total points of the opponent's defense, and you come up with an offensive index. A, the best, B, the standard most common, and C, the worst. We're going to assume B index for the exercise here, although we will allow in the passing game the receivers to boost their index, and we'll explain that. Basically, a B offensive index elevated by an A grade receiver goes up to the A index. We're trying to get these guys dialed in for the season here. It's fourth quarter. It's the B index. Kramer, Tarkenton, 7-on-7. Defensive touchdown ends the exercise. Other than that, we'll see who scores the most points, leads their team, their offense down the field against the Purple People leaders. Now, Bud Grant in his umbrella here, and we got a stack of plays, and here's what we're going to do. We're going to pull a play off the top, and that's the play that Bud is going to send into his quarterbacks. So let's see who takes the field first here at quarterback. We'll let the veteran Tarkenton call it, and we'll say even. It's even, he goes first. It's odd. So Tommy Kramer going to take the field first. All right. And Tommy Kramer, what play faces Tommy Kramer? What I'll do is I'll call the defense first. So I'll just call standard line. That's always safe. And the play is a medium pass. I will say medium pass to Sammy White. A-grade receiver against a B index. Going to be the A index against the standard line. Let's see what Tommy Kramer gets. He rolls a 52. You look on his P column. It's an 18A against a standard. Should be incomplete in that part of the field. 18A standard. That's a C of incompletions. No problem. 2nd and 10. And my big head there in the way. And that's a half play. And I love the Stratomatic style board here that Paul Barone customizes because that lets you track the plays. 30 plays a quarter, out of bounds and incomplete, and injuries and penalties are half a play. And we're going to ignore penalties and injuries for this exercise. I'll call a D-line next, and it's going to be another medium pass that Kramer's going to attempt. Let's say he's going to go to Mr. Voigt, so it'll be in the B index, and it's a 51. Is an 8 on Tommy's card, whereas Tarkenton would have just a slightly better 7 there. So Kramer, it's 8B against a D. All right, 8BD and a medium pass, B index, D-line, and you go down to the 8, and that's 7 yards to Stu Voigt on a medium pass, and that makes it 3rd and 3. Let's move that there. That's the slightly larger. It's a full play, 3rd and 3. What's next? I'm going to call a G-line. And it's going to be an inside run. Let's send Mr. Dave Osborn up the gut here against, well, he's never faced the likes of John Randall and Jared Allen, but I think Carl Eller is quite the analog there. So Osborn, B index, G line inside is a 65. He almost breaks it. That's a 25 B against a G line, and I don't like his chances there. And that's a flat 0 yardage. So what do? Well, we don't need to punt here. It's 4th and 3. Let's see what the play is. I'm going to go standard line for the defense here. And what's Tommy going to pull out? He's going to pull a short pass. Like I said, standard. We're going to go short to the great Chuck Foreman. Remember, those great hands, those great receiving running backs of the 70s here. So it's going to be A index, elevates that B index against a standard line of 41. I don't like it. It's 18A standard, but it is a short pass, so you got some opportunity. 18A standard in the 4th quarter. A standard, 18 in the 4th quarter. Oh, minus 1 yard. Man, they're not playing out there. And that's it. Out on down. So, and that is, all right. And let's give the ball to Mr. Tarkenton. We're just going to mark Kramer 4 and out. No points. All right, let's got Mr. Fran Tarkenton front and center here. What's the first play? I'm going to give him a standard defense. He's going to call an outside run. He's going to call, let's call Chuck Foreman on the outside standard. All right, is a 46. That's 35, B standard. All right, that's the field position. B standard 4th quarter. At 35 is 5 yards. We're ignoring the penalties. So 2nd and 5. All right. Fran's got these boys matriculating already. That's the next play. I'm going to go standard on a 2nd and 5. It's going to be an inside run. Let's give it to Mr. Osborn again. Standard inside is a 43. Is 14. Uh-oh. That's one of the half fumble numbers. 14B standard inside. B standard 14. Oh, that's another 5 yards on a first down. If it had been the 1st and 3rd quarter, that's a fumble. But Dave Osborn doing it on the ground is Fran Tarkenton here. 1st and 10. All right. Will he put the first points on the board? And remember, we can send Fred Cox in if the quarterback so chooses. 1st and 10 at the 30. We're going to give him that 4th quarter. So, what's the next play? I'm going to go standard defense, and it's a short pass. Let's go short to Sammy White. Against the standard line is a 34. That's not great. That'll be 17A standard. Could get a little something out of that in the 4th quarter. 17A standard in the 4th quarter. Well, that's a big old gain. 4 yards. If it's a 1st and 3rd quarter, no gain, but 4 yards to Sammy White. I'll mark that full play. 2nd and 6. All right. I'm going to go standard defense again. And let's just see what Fran Tarkenton gets from Mr. Grant from the umbrella. He's going long pass. Ooh, let's send it out to those tight ends. Stu Voigt. Sorry, Sammy, against the standard. It's going to be B index, and that's a 52. That's not going to be a great number. That's an 18B standard. I'm sure that's incomplete. And we'll half play that. 3rd and 6. Well, what's Bud sending in to Fran? It's an outside run. I'm going to give that to Chuck Foreman here. I keep against, I'll call it, should be a D line. Should be a D line. The outside run against the D line for, Chuck is a 24 BD. Should be a B there. B next D line, 24 yards is nothing doing. That's 66. He threatened to break it. That's 4th down. Remember, we don't need to punt. It's 4 down territory all the way here. And the play on 4th and 6 for Fran is a medium pass. Now we got to go to Sammy White, and it's a D line, I'll call. And that is a 15. And that is a 6. Ooh, it's going to be Sammy White is an A receiver, elevates the B team to an A. That's going to be 6AD. All right, 6AD. Up here, A index, D line, that's a 6. That's a nice fat 20 yards on 4th and 6 to Sammy White. I love it. 20 yards. So that's from the 34, the 44 to the 46. Full play. I half play that. I just have so much trouble sometimes with the light and the excitement. All right, what do we got here? Big play to Sammy White. Let's give Sammy a breather. Let's get Rashad Ahmad Rashad in there. What play? Fran Tarkenton. What's he going to get? He gets another long pass. Ooh, I'm going to call a standard line. It's going to be long to Rashad against the standard. Is 31. 7. Another A. 7A standard long. Does he have something here? He's past midfield, so we change our field position. A. Standard. 4th quarter. 7. Oh, it's just incomplete. Oh, my goodness. Just incomplete. Was that Krause or Bryant? Broke that one up. All right, 2nd and 10. Fran's getting the call to go long, and he goes for it, and just over the outstretched hands. Another long pass on 2nd and 10. We're going to call another standard defense. We'll go long to Stu. Mr. Voigt, and that's going to be a 52. That's going to be nothing. That's an 18. That's incomplete, I know, from the boards. 3rd down. What's a 3rd and 10 play? What could it be off the stack? Going to be an inside run. Let's send Dave Osborn up the gut against a D-line. And that's a 16. And that is a 24. Not getting great numbers. 24 B standard. And that's just, it's 3 yards. All right. Excuse me, that was a D-line, so that's 4 yards, right? Yeah, as it should be, a D-line for passes. That's a full play. That's 4th down. Remember, 4th down territory all the way. On a 4th and 6, what is Fran's instruction here? What's he going to get? He's going to run a short pass. Let's do it to, got to do it to Ahmad. All right. D-line, short D-line. And that's a 14. Is 17 AD. I don't know. That's going to do much. I don't think so. AD 17. That's unfortunately incomplete. And that is it. The People Eaters hold both quarterbacks to no score. All right. Let's get Tommy Kramer back in here. Let's see. Well, he will make use of Ahmad Rashad here a little bit here. So he's going to go back to 1st and 10 at the 20. And he's got, what is that, 13, 15 to go. So let's see what he's going to, what's the call for Mr. Tommy Kramer? It's going to be a short pass. It's a short pass to Foreman. Against the standard. Short A standard is a 65. He almost 14A standard. A-index standard line 4th quarter. That's 7 out of bounds to Mr. Foreman. The great hands. Very nice. 7. Half play. 2nd down. I like it. All right. 2nd and 3. What else has Tommy Kramer got up his purple sleeve here? Let's see. What's the next call from Bud on the bench? Is a plunge. It's going to be, got to be Dave. Ozzy Osborn up the gut against the standard here. Let's make it a 52 is 20. B standard. That should be good in the 4th quarter. And that field position, B standard. And that 20 is good for a couple. Just short. It's getting chippy out there. There's no gimmies here in training camp at the Metrodome, and it's 4th and 1. Well, what's the call? Bud sends in an inside run again, and let's do it with Ozzy again against the G line. Is a 52-20, 52 again 20 BG. So 20 in his R column, B index, G line, 4th quarter. That 20 against the G. He's got it. Dave Osborn bulls his way. Man, and it is 1st down for Tommy Kramer in a full play. Very nice. Dave Osborn, nicely done. And let's see what Bud sends in next. It's going to be a screen pass. I'm going to call it standard line there. We'll do screen to Chuck Foreman. Standard line is not great for it, but it's a 53 for Kramer is a 29. Uh-oh, that's a sack. on a screen play. 29B. We said to Foreman. It's going to be A. A. It's a standard line, 29. Oh, it's just income. Yeah, it's minus 11. Ooh. Oh, my goodness. They're running old Tommy down there. Oh, my goodness. Minus 11. All right. Well, second down now. What are we going to do here? Well, let's see. We got, I'll tell you what. We may need to pull in. Tell you what. I think on a 2nd and 21, we're going to send... we're going to bring in Mr. Moss and Carter for Tommy Kramer here. We're going to keep Osborn in here. Let's keep Dave Osborn in here for a second. We can do anything we want. 2nd and 21. What do we got? What's the play? It's going to be a D defense against a medium pass. And let's go. We got to go to Randy Kramer. Tommy Kramer going to Randy Moss. A index D line is a 56. Ooh, we're waiting to break it as a 20. That's incomplete. 3rd and 21. What's the next play? Oh, what could it be? It's going to be a short pass. Let's do it to Chris Carter. Short pass, A-index D-line is a 61. Oh, not much. 18 AD. I don't think you're going to get anything out of that. Even though it's, nope. So, 4th down. 4th and 21. Well, let's go 3 wide. Why not? Let's get Mr. Gilliam in there with Moss and Carter. Why not? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So you get the tight end Stu Voigt in there as well. And the play on a 4th and 21 is a short pass to, let's do it to Gilliam against the D-line. Is 56. Horrible numbers. It's another incompletion. And that is a 4 and out again. Wow. So the Purple People Eaters... A defense is not allowing Kramer or Tarkenton much of anything here. All right, and it's Tarkenton's turn. All right, 1st and 10 at the 20. Let's do this. Let's see. Well, we don't need 4. Well, I think Tarkenton's going to stick with Moss and Carter there. We got Ozzie back in there. Let's get have Foreman in the wings here. We got Rashad White and Gilliam now. We get on the bench here. We're going to get Moss and Carter working with Dave Osborn there first. Fran Tarkenton. All right. What plays are going to get from Bud? It is a screen. Let's do screen to Osborn against the standard. There's a 13. 35 would be A index. 35A standard in the 4th quarter. That's 7 yards. We're going to ignore the penalty. We'd have to re-roll, but that's 7. To Mr. Osborn. That's a full play. That's 2nd down. 2nd and 3. All right. No quarterback has drawn blood here yet. And let's see what we got here. Let's get, it's going to be a trick play. What can that be? Now, I can look to see if anyone has done any great end-around runs here. Randy Moss, he's got some numbers there. They're not great ones on 2nd and 3. Let's send Randy Moss on an outside run, end around. We're going to flick it around, all right? That'll be against the standard line. Outside run, B standard. Look at his R column. There's a 14. It's 35. Outside, B standard. B standard outside, 35. He's got 5 yards. Very nice. Very nice. 5 yards. We ignore the penalty. Randy Moss chucks it for 5 and a 1st down to the 32. All right. Very nicely done. Always thinking on his feet is Mr. Tarkenton. All right, let's see. What do we have here? Moss, Carter, Osborn. Let's put Moss in there with Foreman. Get Chris Carter out there. And it's 1st and 10 at the 32. The play is for Mr. Tarkenton, inside run. That's Osborn all the way. Standard is a 31. 16B standard out the gut. 16B standard in the 4th quarter is a nice fat 11 yards there. See that difference in the 1st and 3rd quarter. Playing harder in that 4th quarter. So 11 yards for Dave Osborn. Keeping the momentum there. 11 to the 43. Full play. Okay. And if the quarter runs out, the quarter runs out. We're going to let that also be determined. So 6 drives unless the quarter runs out. What's the next play for Tarkenton and his crew? It's an inside run. We'll do Ozzy again against the standard line. There's a 36-24B standard. I think that's 24B standard is a nice 3 yards. Dave Osborn killing it out here. 3 yards, 2nd and 7 at the 46. Eating up that fourth quarter clock, though. All right. What's Fran going to get from the umbrella here? The play is, it's an outside run. Foreman, standard. Going to be 26-35B standard. 35B standard. Going to be 5 yards for Foreman. No penalties on this exercise. Okay, so that was 5 to cross midfield. All right, so 3rd and 3. What is it on a 3rd and 3? What do we got here? 3rd and 3. What do we got? What's the play for Fran? It is an outside run. Let's do Foreman again against the standard. And that's a 31-17B standard. 17B standard is 9 yards out of bounds. Excuse me for Chuck. Doing it on the ground. 9 yards to the 40. All right. Half play. 1st and 10 at the 40. Well, wearing a Ed White, Ed the Goose, and Mick Tingelhoff keeping Allen and Randall and Eller at bay here. Let's see what we got here. Let's sub out. Let's get Sammy White back in here. Get the original crew back. What's the play on 1st and 10? It's short pass. Let's go short to Sammy White against the standard. Is a 35 A standard. 35 A standard in the fourth quarter. That's 11 to Mr. Sammy White. Right, nice, 11 yards, another 1st down, and that's we'll call it we'll call it inbound. We'll call it out of bounds. Why not? 11 to 1st and 10 at the 29. Even though we're not taking the penalty, which would be a half play. Well, let's see what we got. All right, 1st and 10 at the 29. We got for another pass play for Fran Tarkenton. Let's go short to Dave Osborn against the standard. There's a 54. Ooh, trying to get those doubles. There's a 21. A standard, 21A standard, what do we got? And we're down inside the different field position. A standard, 21A standard is incomplete. Whew. Dodge that interception. All right. Fran keeps it clean there. 2nd and 10. All right, we're winding down the track here. Let's see. The next play on 2nd and 10 is long pass. We're going to go long. Let's go long to Sammy against the standard. All right. And we can still do that. That's a 33. That's a 33. A standard, and that's a 5. All right. Kramer would have a 5 as well, but that's 5 for Tarkin, not 33. It's right on the top there of the box. If I move it, can you see it? Kind of see it there. You just kind of see that 33 there. 5, A standard. Long pass. Is it going to be complete down at that short end of the field? 5A standard. Oh, my goodness. It sure is. That's a 39-yard touchdown between the 50 and the 30. No, that's right. You can't do that. I'm going to let him have it. That's right. You're not supposed to do the long pass within. Yeah, that's right. Long pass up to the 30 and a medium at the 50, and I'm going to let him have it. That 5, let's just say what a medium would have been. I'm going to let him have it. I should know that better, but that's all right because it's a little exciting. Little cheated in there, not cheated in there. 5A against the standard would be 25 otherwise. We'll give him the medium. How about that? We'll do it. No, we'll do it actually over here. It was a standard, 5A standard. Let's make sure, you can do the medium there. 5A standard, and we'll make it 19 yards. We'll make it 19 yards to Sammy White here, okay? Yeah, we'll be legit. We'll be legit. That is true. So 5A standard is 19 to Sammy White. Get you, all right, to the 10-yard line, which is not bad. And that's a 1st down. That's true. Yes, you can only do a long pass up to the 30-yard line in APBA football. The old game, which I was playing recently, you can do a long pass up to the 25, which is why I got confused. Not easy, not hard for me. And but we're still not in that 9 yards to goal line, not the true red zone in APBA football. So what do we got? The next play is, it can't be a long pass. We'll call it a short pass. Call it a short pass to Foreman against the standard line. Short to Foreman standard is a 21, and that's 10, a standard in the not quite red zone. So that would be the red zone, but 10A standard, not quite the red zone, up to the 10-yard line. 10A standard is a nice 7 to Foreman to the 2-yard line. Excuse me, to the 3-yard line. That's second and goal. What's the play going to be? And we're going to get a score here for Fran's squad. I'm going to call a standard line. That's going to be a screen pass. You can't do a screen pass within the 15, so I'm going to call that a short play again, a short pass, one of the other strictures. So I'll call it a short pass to Sammy White against the standard line. Short to Sammy White is a 51, and I think we're in, ladies and gentlemen. That's 7A standard short pass right near the end zone. 7A standard between the goal and the 9A standard. 7, that's a nice tidy 4 yards. 3-yard touchdown to Mr. Sammy Stonebrick White. Very nice. And took a lot of time off the clock, too. That's right. Whoever finishes first ends the game. That's another rule. We're just making up as we go along. Fred Cox is going to get that extra point. We're going to look on his K column. And that is 63 on his K is a 35. Geez, if it's a penalty, of course, we're going to ignore that. And that is on the kicking chart, point after touchdown, 35. It's good penalty. That's fine. So, again, we're ignoring the penalties in the exercise. So, Fran Tarkenton scores first. Tarkenton, 3-yard TD to Sammy White. And it's 7-0 Fran Tarkenton over Tommy Kramer. Well. And Fran took a lot of time off. There's 6.5 minutes left in his quarter. So let's see what happens here. Let's get Tommy Kramer back out here in some 7-on-7. And let's see what Tommy's play is here. He's got Sammy White there. He'll take Sammy White. All right, what's the play? It's a medium pass. He's going to go to Sammy White. Sammy White gets some more action here on, it's going to be a standard line. How about that? Medium pass, standard line, and Tommy flings a 25, which is a 10, a standard and a medium pass. Yeah, might get some traction out of that. 10A standard. Only 3 yards, but it's something to Sammy. All right. Not too bad. 3 to Sammy. All right. 2nd and 7. What's the next play here? I'm going to take that cap off. Next play for Tommy Kramer is an inside run. That's all Dave Osborn. Going to call it standard line. 34 for Ozzy is 22B. Standard. 22B standard. It's a standard line. It's a couple yards. All right, that's nice. Nice, solid play there. All right, and that is 3rd and 5. What's the play for Tommy? It's going to be another short pass. Let's go short to Foreman against the standard. Is 23. Not getting those breakaways. 23, is a 32. It's going to be A standard. 32A standard. I believe it's going to be a rare play. A standard. That 32 is going to the rare play board. RP7, the big red board. What do we got here? An RP7. What could it be? All right. The rare play on Kramer to Foreman is a 7, and that is pass caught by the tended receiver in D11. I'm going to call that Mr. Krause, the safety, 23 yards downfield. Complete pass. Offense retains possession, 23 yards. Paul Krause is trying to get it out of his hands. We got him as the left safety there. D10, the D11 is the right safety. D10 left safety, D11 right safety. That's where we got Paul Krause. So Paul Krause and Chuck Foreman fought for the ball. 23-yard completion to Mr. Foreman. Very nicely done. That's a full play. 30 seconds off the clock and 10 23 to the 48. All right. Tommy Kramer got some tricks of his own, and Chuck Foreman wrestling that ball away. This is not an easy camp these Vikings run here. What's the next play? It's an outside run. Chuck Foreman, standard line. I'm going to make that a 31, 17B standard. All right. 17B standard in the fourth quarter is a 9 out of bounds for Chuck Foreman. They're responding. Giving it to Tommy Kramer here. That's a half play. 2nd and 1. All right. 7, 8, 9. 2nd and 1 there. Wasn't the, okay. It's not as easy to use this field for me right now here. So what's the next play? On a 2nd and 1 is an outside run. Let's do Foreman outside against the G line. 34 is going to be 26BG. 26BG is in the fourth quarter. Ooh, -1. That's not too bad. It's a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2. All right. 3rd and 2. Remember, 4 down territory. Tarkenton's up 7-0. Gonna be an inside run. Let's do Dave Osborn again. Do the standard line because on a 3rd and 2. It's, 56. So close. It's a 24B standard. 24B standard. I think that's 3 yards on a 1st down. Very nice. Once again, Dave Osborn, the 42. Maybe misstepping here a bit, but that's, hey, it's all fun and games, you know, it's not, all right. 1st and 10 for Tommy Kramer's squad, the Kramer teams at 42-yard line. What's the play? Outside run, Foreman standard we're going to do. It's 21, 20B standard. 20B standard there. And the fourth quarter is 3 yards, Chuck Foreman. Kramer's eating some clock here as well. If it ends as a tie, what do we do? They have them kick. Well, Paul Krause kick a field goal for each side there. All right, 2nd and 7. Long pass. Let's go to Sammy White, baby. No, let's go to Stu Voigt against the standard. Long to Voigt standard is 24. That's a 27. And Kramer, Tommy, is going to scramble first in this contest. Not Fran. It's going to be an outside run. 12. As our column is 25B. That's a standard line. Outside run, that's 0. All right, well, that's 3rd down. He keeps it in bounds. Of course, scrambling is Tarkenton's forte. 3rd down here. It's another long pass. Got to go long to Sammy Stonebrick White. A against a D. A against a D is 46. A D is 35. AD. And we're across midfield. So that last part of the field, 35 AD, is incomplete. All right. And it is 4th down. And that's a half play. And what's the play here on 3rd? That's going to be a run, is it? Against the D line, we'll call it. Foreman. Outside in the D is a 52. That's nothing. 25. No. 25. Even with that D line, that light line, is nothing. All right. Well, interesting call. I wanted to try to sneak that up there. That's, whoops, excuse me, I'm taking time off Fran's clock there. All right. Reset Tommy there. Let's get, I think Fran's going to go for some more here with Carter and Moss. How about some single back and 3 wide with Sammy White in there with Carter. White, Carter, Moss, and Osborn as a single back. How about that? All right. And so that was Tommy Kramer. Nothing there in the 3rd go. All right. So let's get Fran Tarkenton here. All right. What's the play for Fran? It's a medium pass. Let's go medium to Moss against the standard. Is a 55. 55 is a 6A standard. 6A standard to Moss. A standard 6 to Moss. 23 out of bounds in the 4th quarter there. Very nice. That's a half play. 10-23. Tarkenton to Moss at the 43, 1st and 10. How cool is that? How cool is that? I like that. I think Fran Tarkenton would love that. Well, let's see. What's the next play on a 1st and 10 at the 43 is a draw play. We're going to call it a standard line of Osborn. It's not ideal. 61 is 25 BD, and that's 25 BD. It doesn't really work that well. And, well, B standard, excuse me, and that's -2 yards. You see, it's all good on the D's, but not the standard. So that's -2 for Dave Osborn there. The people here suss that one out. Second and 10. So let's see here. What's the next play gonna be here? It's gonna be a trick play. Well, now we did something before with Randy Moss. Does anyone have any good throwing numbers? Well, Sammy White's got some great numbers in his P column, but since that's for his punt returns, you can't use that. We already did an end around with Randy Moss. I think we're just going to make it a short pass against the standard line to Sammy White. Short to Sammy White is a woo! There it is. 66. That's the big old 1A standard. Sammy White. I think we may have something here. 1A standard, short pass. 1A standard, and yeah, we do. Yeah, we do. That looks like a 40. Excuse me. Yes, that's a 59-yard touchdown pass to Mr. Sammy White. Not the trick play. 66 equals touchdown. The big one on Tarkenton's P column. Kramer would have a 2, and that would be a very different thing, see? A against a D or a standard. Oh, actually, that one, that would be a touchdown there as well. Well, that's, there you go. For the others, it's not, but for the A index, because Sammy White is an A, lifting that A team to a B, that one standard against the, or in the 4th quarter, touchdown, 59 yards. That's a half play. That's Fran Tarkenton to Sammy White all the way. And he leads the contest now with 2 touchdowns. And that's Fred Cox going to kick the point. Make it clean and quick. 23 is a 31. Uh-oh. A 31 is, I believe, blocked. Or that's, no, it's good with a penalty. All right. No, the block is the 30 there, so that's good. All right. And Fran Tarkenton, 59 to White. That's Sammy White's 2nd touchdown. 59-yard touchdown, and that is 14-0. Fran Tarkenton in the exercise. All right, and there's time left yet. My goodness, all right. All right, Tommy Kramer under the gun here, down by 2 touchdowns. What is going to happen? He's got 6:15 left in his 4th quarter. What is the play? Well, he's going to keep Carter Moss. Is he going to go 3 wide there? Well, he's got to do it now. In fact, I think he's going to go 4 wide. He's going to put, who should we have in there? Let's go to John Gilliam. Let's go across. John Gilliam from 1972. Gilliam, White, 76. Carter and Moss. All right, we're just going to go 4 wide. So who's going to run it? Well, that's the problem. We can't do that. We're going to have to pull someone there. We can't do it. Oh, man. Need a running back in there. We got to do Foreman. Can we line Foreman up as a... No, we can't. We can't line Osborn up either as an EB. Well, we can't do it. That's... my goodness. Well, we'll do... since Sammy White's gotten 2 touchdowns already, I think Sammy White is already MVP. He's going to get a... He's going to get to relax under the umbrella there with Bud Grant. All right. Get the margaritas out there. You earned it, sir. All right. Gilliam, Carter, and Moss with Chuck Foreman. What's the play for Mr.? That's Tommy Kramer's going to have a medium pass here. What is it? He's going to pass it to whom? Should go to Chris Carter, against, let's do a D-line. AD. There's a 15 AD. That's a 9 AD. 9 AD medium. I don't think that's going to do it. To Carter, 9 AD. I might... Yeah, no. I don't think so. 9 AD. Yeah, you get 3. 3 to Carter in the 4th quarter there. All right. That's a little something. 2nd 3, full play. 2nd 3 at the 27, okay. What's up? Tommy Kramer, what's he get? He gets the medium pass again. Let's go to Randy Moss against the D. Is a 22. Oh, yeah, now we're getting it there. We're rolling. 6 AD, medium to Moss. That's what we want to see for Kramer there, huh? Medium pass, AD 6. That's a big old 20 to Randy Moss. Very nice. Very nice. Those numbers, 20 yards to the 43. All right, full play, though. Clock ticking. What's the next play? What's Bud Grant sending to Tommy Kramer? Let's see. What do we got? That's a long pass. So you got to go. Let's go to Gilliam against the, well, let's go against the standard line here. Let's go against standard line. Going to Gilliam's standard line is a 61. Is 18A standard. That'll be incomplete. We know that. Second down. What's the next play for Tommy Kramer? He's got to do something here in this drive. That's a plunge. We're going to do a Foreman inside standard. And that's a 18B standard. That's something. 18B standard in the fourth quarter is a, ooh, that's a 2-yard gain. Not terribly much. All right. 3rd and 8. Okay. Don't want to lose count. 3rd and 8. At the 45. The next play is a trick play. Well, we've been down that road before. Let's go short to Randy Moss against the D. Short Moss D is a 16. Ugh. 16 is a 20. No, not good. That's 4th down. All right, Tommy Kramer needs to pull something out of a hat here. Well, that was just short pass. Let's go short to Foreman against the D line. Short to Foreman is a 42. 25 AD. Don't like that. 25 AD. That's a W59 interception. W59. I'm going to just give it the half play for the turnover there. W59. Who gets it? And how far does it go? 34 and a W59 interception locator. W59. 34 is out. Guess who? 15 to D11. That's Mr. Paul Krause. He can end the whole thing right here. That's 15 yards. Paul Krause, what's he going to roll on the interception return here? Does the defense win it all? It's a 36 is a 20. I thought that was going to be that 66 for sure, but it's a 20. And it is a 20 for a few yards. So Tommy Kramer picked off. That's a Krause interception. All right. So Fran Tarkenton up again. 1st and 10 at his 20. He doesn't need Carter and Moss. We'll do Gilliam. And I'll get Dave Osborn back here. And Voigt back here. Let's get... He'll take out Randy Moss out. Moss and Carter and Rashad can be over there. And let's do, all right. All right, what's the play here? Up 14-0. Short pass. And I think if he scores here, there's no way Kramer can catch him. So, short pass. Let's go short to Mr. Osborn against the standard. Oops. It's a 1 there and a 2 there. Short A standard is an 18. You might get a little something out of that. 18A standard. Yeah, you get -1 is what you got out of it. All right. Not Blair. Not messing around here. 2nd down. There you go. All right. Next play. What is it for Mr. Tarkenton? I call that thing there. I keep grabbing 2. It's another short pass. Going to go short to Gilliam against the standard again. Is a 46. Is a 14A standard Gilliam. It's got to be a little something. 14A standard. That's 7 out of bounds. A lot out of bounds there. 7 out of bounds. Let's go for that killer score. 3rd and 4. All right. And what's the play here? Just 1 off the stack. There's a long pass. Ooh. Going for it to Gilliam against what? Against the standard? Why not? 22. 6A, it's a 5A standard. 5A standard long. 5A standard long to Gilliam. Oh my goodness, that's 48 yards out of bounds to Mr. Tally Gilliam there. 48 out of bounds. Wow. Big pop there. Move that, move that. Move Mr. Rashad in here on that long pass. Nicely done. And that's 4, 14, 24, 34, 44, 48 to the 26. Well, well, well. All right. Next up, I think Fran can ice this. Outside run standard. Let's do Foreman against the standard is 46. It's up there is 35 B standard. 35 B standard up in that extra different field position. 35 B standard. Uh-oh. It's a fumble. It's a fumble 15. Fumble 15. This could be one of those that crosses the line of scrimmage. Fumble 15. Chuck Foreman. It's a 54. All right, that's a 27. Looking at the wrong thing there. It's an F15. You don't look at there. You don't look at his card. You look over here. So exciting. Where's the F15? Right there. And it's a 54 down to, it's minus 108. Oh, goodness. That is the quarterback. That's Fran. All right. And I will show you. That's minus 1. I'm going to keep that as a full play in this case, even though it's not technically. And let's go to, I'm just going to show you the recovery here. By the chart, the player chart, you see. That's you missed a quarterback there. So Fran Tarkenton picks up the fumble here. All right. And he's going to run out. Well, no, he's going to run out. Not outside run. It's the fumble recovery. 21 is a 5. This could be interesting. 5 on the fumble recovery. This could be quite interesting indeed. Where is the fumble recovery in the fourth quarter? Our column on the card. Oh, my goodness. Fran takes it in himself. My goodness. Fran Tarkenton picks up the fumble. Was this a design play? 27-yard fumble recovery. Fran Tarkenton. 27-yard fumble recovery. And let's just have Fred Cox put the extra point on here, if you'd be so kind. That 44-3 is great. And I think that is the contest there. 21-0. Fran Tarkenton. There's no way Kramer can come back from that. And there you go. A little skull action. Sammy Stonebrick White and Fran Tarkenton connect again with some great help from Osborn and Foreman and Voigt and Rashad, and some great guest appearances by Moss and Carter and Gilliam. Big pick by Paul Krause there to ice Kramer's hopes there. And what a camp for Tarkenton. Look at that. Go Vikings, Skol, baby. What's your next project?